What's up, my fellow adult collector? Welcome to SeViLion Collectibles. In this video, I'll be counting down my top 10 favorite action figures for the year 2020. To make my list, they had to be both released in 2020 as well as purchased and received in the same year. Because I collect a wide variety of lines and brands, I try to keep my list as mixed as possible. Like, even though Storm Collectibles is my favorite brand, I wouldn't want the entire list to be just them, even if I could. Beyond that, a multitude of factors may go into deciding where they end up on the list, such as how easy they were to get, or just how much I like that character. If this is your first time on my channel, hi, my name is SeViL, and here I like to discuss action figures and other collectibles based on my favorite movies, TV shows, and video games. If you find this video enjoyable or informative, please give me a thumbs up, don't forget to subscribe, and hit that notification bell. So, without further ado, let's get right into the countdown, starting at number 10. This slot goes to the Power Rangers Lightning Collection Ranger Slayer, based on her appearance in the Boom Studios comics, and the subsequent video game Power Rangers Battle for the Grid, based on those stories. Coming in at number 9, we have the NECA Real Toys Super Shredder, based on his appearance in the 1991 movie Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, The Secret of the Ooze. Anyone who saw my review for this knows just how much I praised the sculpt work. Coming in at number 8, we have the Mattel WWE Ultimate Edition Hollywood Hulk Hogan. In my opinion, this is absolutely the best Hogan figure ever made. Continuing straight on to number 7, I have the Marvel Legends Venom, based on the 2018 movie. This was a figure I wasn't even sure I wanted, but once I had him in hand, I was so glad I didn't pass him up. And at number 6, I have the McFarlane Toys Katana, based on her appearance in Mortal Kombat 11. On the video where I reviewed this figure along with Baraka, one commenter said he was surprised by how good Katana looked in comparison to her prototype shots, and I could not agree with that more. With the first half out of the way, I do want to bring in some honorable mentions real quick. In most cases, these are all really great figures, but for whatever reason didn't pass one or two of the rules that I'd created going into this, therefore I couldn't put them in the top 10. I really wanted to include Toka and Razar in the top 10. But because mine didn't arrive until the middle of January, I decided the best thing to do was just leave them here. As for Casey, the reason he didn't make the top 10 is because he was so hard to get for a lot of people. Next up, I have the WWE Ultimate Edition Charlotte, Storm Collectibles Raiden, and Power Rangers Lightning Collection King Sphinx. Charlotte wasn't really a bad figure at all, she just didn't have quite as much going for her as the other Ultimates. Raiden just had too much of a QC issue, and King Sphinx should have been painted better. Next up, I have the NECA Back to the Future 2 Marty McFly, the McFarlane Toys Golden Armor Wonder Woman, and the Storm Collectibles Lobo. Honestly, all three of these really are great figures. They're just the characters that I have the least sentimental attachment to. So, while they're not on my top 10, they probably would be on someone else's. And finally, I have the Marvel Legends movie versions of Deadpool and Wolverine. Again, both of these are excellent figures. Emphasis on the X. But I'm leaving Deadpool out because you had to buy a 2-pack in order to get him, and I'm leaving Wolverine out mostly due to a costume preference. I'd really like to see the black suits be made instead of just this. So, with that said, here's the total collection of my honorable mentions for the year. Any one of these had potential to be in that top 10, that's just not how it ended up in my opinion. Now, let's get into the top 5, and coming in at number 5 itself is the Storm Collectibles Darkseid, based on his appearance in Injustice 2. Much like I said about the Hollywood Hulk Hogan figure from earlier, I do believe that this is the best Darkseid figure ever made. Coming at number 4, we're back with the WWE Ultimate Edition line, and even in the same wave, with the Fiend, Bray Wyatt. I did consider sticking a different Ultimate Edition figure in here to avoid that, but in the end, the most recent two really are the best. Moving on to number 3, I have the McFarlane Toys Spawn, based on his appearance in Mortal Kombat 11. It's still so weird to me that it took him appearing in a Mortal Kombat game in order for us to get a really good figure of him. Coming in at number 2, still with McFarlane Toys, we have the DC Multiverse Superman, based on his appearance in Action Comics 1000. Being the huge Superman fan that I am, I really struggled to not make this number 1, but once I saw the infected version of Superman that was actually a better figure, I could not bring myself to give this one the number 1 spot. Instead, Superman is once again defeated by Doomsday. For anyone who may not know, this is the Storm Collectibles Doomsday, based on his appearance in the first Injustice video game. In my Darkseid review, I actually stated that I liked the Darkseid figure more than I liked this Doomsday figure, but I guess you'd say my attachment to Doomsday let me give him the first spot instead. So that's my list for now. Any given day, some of the numbers could rearrange. Darkstar could be number 1 instead, but this is what I'm going with. So what about you? Is my top 10 similar to your top 10? Is there something you'd add in that I did not, or something you'd take away? Let me know in the comments below.